This is the book I'm reading right now, .com Secrets. It's a book about creating online funnels and making money online. Basically, teaches. I mean, I'm only 50 pages in. I'm not gonna be LeBron and try to give you some fake ass shit about the book. But bro, 50 pages. What I've already learned from these 50 pages, I'm already starting to implement it into my
I was looking
own
at that
personal
book.
business, and I was also gonna talk to you about it with stuff with the podcast. But what were you saying?
Now I was looking at that book. I like when books have. Welcome back. What's going on? What's going on? What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's going on, man?
This is Kenny and Louis again, back at it. Episode 46.
Is it
46? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what's going on,
Back
people?
at it again. Give you guys some more game.
Yes, sir, man. Let's clock in before we even start. Before we start talking about some stuff and then forget to clock in.
Quick announcement, guys. As always, you can find us in Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Anchor,
Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcasts. I said Google too.
Everything.
Also on the socials, we are on Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
Help us reach our goal on Instagram. What am I missing?
Clips channel on YouTube.
Both channels, clip channels. If you
I'm trying to remember.
if the whole podcast is too long, we have little shorts. It's like reels on YouTube, but like
Yes.
also TikTok you can swipe down.
Yeah. What else? If
Hit
you
that
have,
like and follow and subscribe and share and do all that stuff, bro.
Yeah, what he said.
Why not?
What he said. If you don't, we're gonna come to your house. We're gonna rob you.
Like why not?
If you have any type of business or you want to promote yourself on the podcast, the email already popped up, probably up there or down here, one of the two. What else am I missing? The 30-second ads. I mean, that is the 30-second ad, but you'll get a 30-second ad if you hit us up in the email, or you could hit us up anywhere else that we could speak, I guess.
I want to say something too. People really not doubt it, but like they don't understand how powerful ads are. Like if you really want to grow a business, or if you want to really get your product or yourself or whatever you're doing known and reach other accounts, you have to do ads. I mean, ads are the number one thing if you really want to grow whatever you're doing.
If you're a good advertiser and marketer, then you won't need a job a day in your life. But that's besides the point. If you want any content created, you guys can hit me up on my personal Instagram, and we can get y'all set up if you're based in the New York and Danbury area or Connecticut, anything nearby. Honestly, I'm not gonna drive to fucking California. But that's besides the point. I think that's everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Like he said, leave a like, go leave a comment, say something in the comments. I don't know, say whatever you want to say. But are we gonna enter this episode now?
Yes, sir. Well, hey guys, we're gonna talk about some principles that we were gonna teach our son that school didn't teach us. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, we talked this over yesterday, bro. I'm good. You asking them if that makes sense?
No, I'm saying because I
Listen,
rephrased it.
Does it make sense what he just said? I don't know.
Yeah.
But make it make sense. We're gonna make it make sense. So that's the whole point of us talking. That's why you're listening to us, right? Aaron just hit me up trying to go to the gym. Well, he forgets that on Mondays I go to the gym after the podcast, so you don't have to wait.
Yeah, we do record on Mondays.
Yeah, and he acting like he don't know.
But you want to start it off, my boy?
What I got? Let me see. Let me pick one of the juicy ones that I got. Okay. So over the weekend, I had a very good and long conversation with Christopher. Shout out, Chris. That's my boy, bro. That conversation, Kenny didn't show up, but he still has to make it up for us with something. I don't know what he's gonna choose. That's up to him. Let's see what happens. We'll keep y'all updated. I'll let y'all know in the next episode. But honestly, he came at like 8-something, 8:30, and he ended up leaving at like 1 a.m. I gotta say, but he said chest day. You're funny. Yo, I'm sorry, but Aaron is funny. I'm gonna just be like, I'm hitting legs. Watch him be tight. But back to the podcast. So we had a very long conversation, and obviously, we always talk about business and all that stuff. But this time we got you remember that talk we had in the car? It was kind of like that, but we got more personal, talking about different things, and it came up it came up in the conversation where we were talking about how. Like he asked me a question. He was like, "Did you when you were growing up? Have you always felt like you were different from everybody?" And that's the point that I want to get into right now. Is it's okay to be the black sheep. I feel like every family has that one person who is meant to come in to break generational curses or to shift the people's mindset in certain families, because a lot of people are stubborn and stuck up in their own ways, and they sometimes forget that there's they put themselves in a box, and they sometimes forget that there's other ways of thinking. There's better, more efficient ways to do things, and it's okay if you feel different, because I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but growing up, I've always felt different from everybody. I always felt like I didn't fit in, not even just in school, but outside of that, like in terms of my family as well, and just felt like I was like the only. I gotta stop saying like, bro. It's just getting me tight. I always felt that I was different from everyone else, and not in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I always felt like I was more. I don't want to say more intelligent, but I always thought different from people. I always saw things in a different light, and it's okay to be like that. There's nothing wrong with it. Honestly, I feel like the way, like if you think that you're the black sheep in the family, I mean, you probably thought about this. Or thought.
Bro, you said this. You said that word like.
I know it happens, bro. It happens. I know.
But listen, do I feel like I just said like to? Do I feel that I was like different, like the black sheep that you said?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say like felt different, but I definitely would say that I was like I said before, growing up I was the youngest one.
Mm-hmm.
With my cousins, I was the youngest one. So like growing up, I had, cause think about it, if you're the youngest one and all the people you hang around is older than you,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna say stuff like, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that." But then since you were a kid, you're like, yeah, let's do it. But like you're not really, your mind is not really up to them. So you have to kind of grow quicker or mature quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing where I come in as in the black sheep. Like I had to mature quicker. And then when I was around people around my age,
you felt different.
I felt like I didn't belong in the type.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Growing up, I've always felt different. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. So don't think if you feel different from other people, there's literally nothing wrong with that. That's just a way of life. It just, some people are just different from others, and that's okay. But I don't know. It's just a way of thinking, I guess. Like I've always questioned a lot of things, and not just in like, I gotta stop saying like, not just in things such as like, oh my God, I keep saying it. Not such in things such as school or work or anything else, but literally everything, bro. I've always been a very curious person, and Chris said the same thing. He's always been very curious, and he always used to ask his parents a lot of questions, and he probably still does. And I don't really like to ask my parents a lot of questions unless it's like something really serious, and I do go up to them and ask them. I like to figure a lot of stuff out by myself, but that's just the way I am, and it's working. I feel like I'm doing very good. But yeah, so it's okay to be the black sheep. It's okay to be different from everybody.
I would say that, like we said before, you don't need a degree to make money. Even though school says if you get bad grades you'll be poor, but in reality, like, I mean, we already know about the people with the most money in the whole world, where they're from or what school did they go to. I mean, some of them not even some of them didn't even go to school. Like most of them are dropouts. Not only that, I know guys that are not millionaires, but I know guys that didn't finish high school, and they're making over 100,000 a year. You know what I mean? And I was talking to, who was I talking to? I think I was talking to my girl. The perspective of making 100,000 a year, it sounds so easy, but like 100,000 is 100. Like that's a lot of money, bro.
Easy.
Because she was like, I mean, yeah, 100,000 be good, like good. 100,000 puts you in the what percent is it?
Not 1%.
Not what percent is it? Do you know?
Probably like top 20.
Yeah, like not a lot of people. Not a lot of people can make that money, and I mean the average is 40,000. You know what I mean? So you compare 40,000 to 160,000, bro. Like,
yeah, that's a lot.
Still a lot of money.
That's why there's a reason why people say that making your first 100K is the hardest. After you make your first 100K, then it's pretty easy to make more than that. On top of, like, let's say from going from 100K to 1 million, and then from 1 million to 10 is a lot easier because you already have the capital, you have the money, and you've built the knowledge to make up that money that you already made, which is the 100K. So I don't know. If you figure out how to make money, I don't think you really need school, bro. Obviously, if you want to chase a career that you have to go to school to, then go ahead, man.
We're not saying drop out of school and become a millionaire, or school is not necessary. Some people go to school, finish the school, get some degrees, and they're really making well over 100,000 like easily. So in that sense, school is not bad at all. Like if you really want to do, like, I don't know, you want to be an engineer or whatever, and school's needed for you to do that, then go for it. Like we always say, school is. But if you feel like school is not for you, I mean, there's a bunch of people that feel the same way, and they're doing pretty good in life.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
And like I said before, I feel like a lot of people end up going because of their parents and stuff like that. One, you already got to be grown enough to make your own decisions if you are grown enough to go to college. I mean, I guess we're talking about college, right? I mean, you have to go to
you have to go to high school. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. People do drop out of high school and stuff like that. But I feel like the only reason why parents push it so much is because they just don't want you to be that person who's just sitting in their room, and basically you're living in their home rent free, and you're not doing anything productive with your life. So if your parents see that you have an actual plan and that you're doing something more than just sitting down playing video games all day or watching YouTube channels, even though unless it's Clocked and Podcast, and you could watch that, I guess. But
your parents gonna get mad at you if you're watching that.
Nah, I don't know, because you're listening to something that will be in the long run be productive, and I feel like it's very true, bro. I feel like if you have an actual plan and you let your parents know, and they might still be a little mad, but once they see you starting to execute it, and they see, unless they already understood it from the jump, if they understood it from the jump, then they'll be good with it. As long as you have a plan, shit, I don't think they'll be mad. And if you're making, I mean, honestly, bro, if you learn one of the skills on how to make money online in terms of like video editing, SMO, ads, and that could be Facebook, Tumblr, TikTok, any type of ad work, copywriting. If you learn any of those skills, bro, from here on forward, bro, you're not gonna be in like missing out on money either way, because now you have a high value skill that a lot of people will pay a lot of money for, and you could do it from anywhere remote, bro. You could do that shit from an island somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So if you have one of those skills, then you don't really need it, and you could learn all these shits for free, bro. Honestly.
That's like school. Like you do all the school time, all the school money to end up making almost the same amount of money as people that really didn't go through all that process. You know what I mean?
Or less, or more. Look at it, it's skewed either way. You know, there's people that do make a lot of money who did go to school and got degrees using their degrees, and there's people that didn't. But in the same way, there's a lot of people who didn't go and are making a lot of money, and a lot of people who didn't go that aren't making any. So it just depends on the person you are, what type of plans you got, what type of skills you have, the ambition that you have, because, you know, some people just don't care about life, bro. Like we were saying, I think it was with Javon. Go check that video out. Still one of the best podcasts we've done in a while. But a lot of people don't care about their life, bro. People don't take life seriously at all. They're just like, I guess they think that like in the future stuff is going to change. But if you're not doing anything, it's just not going to change. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, dude. Let me see. Let me get my next point. Okay. My next point is that you always end up figuring it out. So there's always like problems that I gotta stop saying like, bro. Every time that shit goes like a ding goes off in my head every time I hear myself say it. But every time that, I mean, we're human, and problems are just gonna show up. It's just a way of life, and the best humans out there are the ones that end up figuring stuff out. But honestly, I mean, I don't want to talk about offing yourself and stuff like that, but those are the people who are way too afraid of the consequences or too afraid of the future that they end up doing something that, you know, is I don't want to say that they'll regret, because if they ended up doing it successfully, then, you know, it's sad. But either way, if they just knew that through time, it's just in our biology, like we have problems and naturally we'll just end up figuring it out. So that's something that I wanted to say to myself, because I didn't believe in that when I was younger. I always thought like, if I don't figure it out right now, it's not like I'm never gonna figure it out and stuff like that. And it just comes through time, through being mature, through understanding that you gotta have confidence in yourself. You gotta bet on yourself sometimes, bro. Stuff is gonna happen. Do what you gotta do and figure it out.
Yeah, I mean that also comes to like solving problems. Like you, like we said this a bunch of times already, bro. Like you have to be quick when it comes to solving problems, because you're gonna get a bunch of problems sometimes all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So since once you need to get good at that so you can move forward. Because imagine little traps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine going up the ladder and there's traps that you have to move a certain way to pass over that level. The longer you wait at that level, it's the longer it's gonna take you to get to the top, to get to reach the success you want. So
I agree with that.
solving problems is the quickest. Do it as the quickest you can and the best you can, honestly.
Yeah, but also understand that if it is a big enough problem that's not gonna be solved right away, you're gonna end up figuring it out. Don't need to stress yourself out or down yourself, be negative and stuff like that. You're gonna
Like everything has a solution.
Yeah, everything ends up being solved in a good or bad way. However it ends up happening, whichever way it ends up going is based on you. So, you know, just try your best to figure stuff out. Don't give up. That's literally it. What's your next one?
I'll say invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared to spend money on yourself, whether it comes to like books, equipment, but like online programs that you can learn stuff from it too.
I was literally just gonna say that too. We were talking about learning a new skill online and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to pay for courses if you wanna stop the learning curve. If you wanna not make as many mistakes as you would if you would have just learned by yourself. Not saying that you have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Like, for example, when I was like learning like the whole filmmaking stuff and making videos and editing all that stuff, I learned that shit all by myself on YouTube. It probably took me longer than it would have if I would have took a course, but I didn't have to really take a course for that. And yeah, I could still take one. Huh?
How much you paid
for what?
To learn.
Zero on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And then I was just literally looking at a course yesterday. It was like on sale. It was like $800, $900. And I was just like, you know, no, it's actually, I mean, I think it's worth it either way because the guy who did the course is somebody who I respect very much in this industry. So honestly, if I could go back, I probably would have when I first started. Now I feel like I already know most of the stuff. I really don't need to.
What I'm saying is, if you, let's say you really want to become that, or since you already are, you want to get better at it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's not a bad invest.
No, like, I'm about to buy
it sounds like it's a lot of money, but if you're gonna
make more,
if you really can make more out of that, and you know what I mean, I think it's really
that's something that I was thinking about today too, because not in terms of the course, but investing in yourself. Because I was like, I was thinking about getting another monitor, right? And I'm like, damn, that shit gonna be like $700, $800 for a monitor that I want, like one of the bigger ones for editing and stuff like that. And then I was like, fuck it. Like, what the fuck am I thinking about? This is an investment because I'm going to use it for work either way. So there's no point in me over here just dwelling about $500, $600 when in a year from now, I'm not going to be thinking about that shit, you know? But like he said, bro, and invest in books, invest in courses, anything that's going to help you develop. Like, there's no I don't think a number.
That book right there.
I'm going to talk about it after. That's why I put it there. But if it's gonna help you develop and make you a better person, don't even think about the price tag. That in the future is like I said, it's not gonna matter. And then if you're using it to make money, if you're learning a skill that's gonna make you a better overall person, then go ahead. Don't even think about that shit. I know it's gonna hurt, you know, looking at your bank account if you really care, but at the end of the day, you can't be living in fear and paying attention to the numbers like that, because then, you know, you're telling the universe in a way that you don't have what it takes to make that money back. You don't have confidence in yourself. So probably gonna end up buying it either this weekend, or I gotta find one though. I haven't really been doing my research. I gotta find a good one. But I know that they're in the range of like I could get one for like $300 all the way up to like $3,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of expensive monitors. I don't think I'm gonna buy.
Monitors. I thought you were talking about the curse.
Huh? The course? No. I'm talking about the another monitors. I want to have to do a monitor setup.
The one that's like vertical.
I was thinking about that, but I don't really need a vertical monitor. I wanted a curved one to put. I was gonna put that monitor on this side of the table and then have the curved one on the other. But I'll see what I find. Depends what I could find. And then I was also thinking about getting another monitor for the camera. So you see how it has like that little screen?
Oh, like the bigger one?
It'll be like a bigger monitor on top that we could see everything on. And I could also use it when I'm making films and stuff like that. That
could be in the account. That could be in like the...
Yeah. No, we was talking, but either way, I still need it for everything else that I'm doing, so I might just be like, fuck it, and just drop it. But stuff like that, it's stuff that's gonna end up being beneficial in the long run. Don't be tied up with money.
Necessary. It's not like I heard somebody said, is it a need or is it a want?
That's what I'm saying. Either way, though, it could be a want because like you really
But you
don't
also
need
need
a
it.
course, but it could be a want. Or unless like you do want to learn something really quickly, then it might be something you consider that you need. Go ahead, bro. Drop that shit. And I believe Ticos was sending me one too, like a while ago. He was sending me one online. I think it might have been like a $40 one, something like that, a course. And I was like, bro, I'm not gonna spend $40 on that. I mean, I knew the guy who made the course, and I know the type of stuff he teaches on YouTube and stuff like that. And I learned a lot of shit from him on YouTube either way. So I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. But you know, if you want to be an engineer, learn how to engineer music, go buy a course on it. You want to learn how to make how to be a fitness coach, go buy a course. If you want to learn how to get 6-pack abs, go to the gym. They thought I was gonna say go get a course, but no. I mean, you could probably buy a course for that. That's very good. I know Brandon Carter has a really good course.
What's his name? The Keto King.
Yeah, that's him, or the Kino Body has one too.
The keto, that's like the diet, the Keto King.
I forget what
He's
it is exactly.
I
I mean, man, go ahead. What was it you that asked me if he was natural?
Nah.
Somebody asked me if I thought Brandon Carter was natural. I think it might have been Chris.
It is, right?
No, I'm pretty sure he is. He's not he's
not
very
a liver
tall. No, he's not. Hey man, I'm not gonna talk about that. The only thing I didn't like about the Liver King situation is that he was lying the whole time. Like, bro, you got people who are over here being like
looking up to him and stuff.
Not even that. I mean, I don't know. He's kind of. I'm not gonna talk about him, but he doesn't shower. Let's just say that. I mean, he does shower, but he doesn't use like soap and stuff like that and deodorant. But that's besides the point.
Sheesh.
The only thing that because he wants to be like all primal. Like if you think about it, we didn't start using.
Oh, I saw him eating like raw.
He does that every day. He eats raw meat and all that stuff. Hey man, it's well prepared though. He has like a chef and all that. Man, I'm pretty sure he makes like over 100 million or some shit. Or his companies are all worth over 100 million. Yeah, he's
wow.
That's what I'm saying. He made all that money and got this physique and all that stuff off of selling. I mean, he's sure he sells like a bunch of those products, the raw meat products and stuff like that. But you got people like Chris Bumstead, who's one of the most respected like bodybuilders. He tells people that he's on gear. You got all the other a lot of the YouTube, because I used to be a lot into like the fitness stuff on YouTube when I first started working out, and a lot of them ended up coming out maybe like 2015, 16, just telling people like, yeah, we're on steroids and stuff like that. And because like back then, if you were caught like that, I guess you would lose a lot of the people who were watching you. But now they're like, people care about honesty. So if you're telling them like, listen, I'm gonna teach you how to gain muscle and all this stuff, because I obviously know what I'm doing, but I'm on gear. I mean, shit. If you're being honest, I don't think people are gonna really care. That's a dickhead move though. He made so much bread off of that shit, and he was asked multiple times recently in a lot of interviews if he's ever taken steroids, and he's always like, nah, I'm natural.
You know who also denied a test, like a drug test? Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
He denied a random drug test.
I mean, I don't know. Jake Paul doesn't look like he's like crazy though. He doesn't look like Liver King.
You gotta think about it, bro. Why are you denying stuff? And he did. It was from.
Is it for boxing?
From Dana White. Dana White, the UFC guy.
Wasn't he telling Dana or?
No, he told Dana like,
take one.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I'd take it, but if you take mine," and then he declined it.
I don't know. I don't know the whole situation, but hey, man, is it my turn or your turn?
I don't know.
What did you?
I say
you taking the courses?
Huh?
Is that what you said? Like invest in yourself? You did say invest in yourself, so it's my turn. Let me see. Okay. This is something that I don't know if I want to say that one now. I'm gonna leave it to a little bit later. So stay tuned. Make sure y'all stay tuned and watch it. But I'm gonna just say learn through experience, but also learn from other people's failures. That's something that I definitely am gonna teach my son, because I want him to learn through what I've gone through, and obviously seeing me with my day-to-day battles with business and all that stuff, and just being a grown man in whatever year it is that I end up having a son who's old enough to comprehend things. But I want him to not have to go through a lot of the shit that I've gone through, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people see somebody else go through something and they don't pick it up. And that is like the easiest way to progress faster without you having to deal with all the nonsense.
To fail, yeah.
Exactly. So and then also learn through your own experiences. If you want to learn how to, I don't know, play a guitar. Instead of watching somebody play guitar, even though that might be beneficial, pick up a guitar and actually try to learn yourself. You know, or I don't even know. I want to think of something better as an example of learning to do stuff yourself. I mean, the best example, and then we've already talked about college and all that stuff. But if you want to learn how to have a business, don't go to business school. Make a business and learn from there. You're going to learn from your own mistakes, learn from people who are in the same industry as you, and they are nice enough to teach you a lot of the stuff that they went through, learn from their mistakes. And I guarantee you'll end up being a lot better at business than somebody who went to business school and doesn't have a business.
And also, a lot of people don't want to go through certain mistakes, even though they have to.
That's a fact.
Just know that YouTube has everything.
YouTube University.
You can find when I say anything, I mean anything.
That's a fact.
You can find anything on YouTube.
That's a fact.
So if you're ever in doubt,
go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
But then we also got to give a disclaimer. Is like, you got to make sure you know who it is, because that's the problem. Remember how you said there's too many options?
There's also true. People on YouTube
who just make videos just to make videos, and they make it sound like they know what they're talking about. So make sure you do your own research on the source. And shout out Luke Belmar. You know who Luke Belmar is?
Sounds familiar.
I've sent you videos of him before.
When it comes to that, though, I wouldn't say, if you find a guy and you think it's good, find 3 other guys.
Nah.
See if they all have the same idea. Yeah.
But then also you want to make sure that you're only listening to a certain amount of people, because say for example in the investment world, so many options, so many different people telling you to do certain different things. Pick one that you know is credible and that has good information, and then try to stick to at least 3 people that you listen to, because like you said, there's too many options, bro. If you start listening to everybody that you think is credible, they're all going to have different strategies and stuff like that, and it might not be something that works for you. So pick what works for you. But like Luke Belmar says, okay, so like he was saying, it's like with other people, they're like,
don't listen to me.
Source. Like, so they're the source. Believe me, bro. Take what I say. Like, for example, you go on TikTok, somebody says something, and then you go in the comments, and then you go, trust me, right? That's their source. So he says, all right, source, he's the source. Don't believe me, bro. Do your own research. So that's the way I like to think about it, is like, all right, you want to learn something new? Go on YouTube. Figure it out for free if you can, if it's possible. If it's not possible, obviously pay people who you trust. Like, probably the people who you found on YouTube probably end up having courses anyways. But all right, you found a lot of information. First, do your own research on the source themselves to see if they're doing what they're teaching. And then on top of that, then find out the information that they're giving you and if it's real or not. And then you'll be able to like pick the right people. You know what I'm saying? And then throw away a lot of the nonsense that there is on YouTube, because you got to be honest, bro. There's a lot of people who just want to talk and just to talk. And then like, people could say that about us. Like, for example, they could be like, y'all just want to talk just to talk. But it's like, we're not telling you to do anything that that we talk about or that would sound like we're giving advice. It's like, yeah, we're telling you in a sense to do it so you can better yourself. But like we've always said, you don't have to listen to us. You really don't. You could do your own research. And like I say, and every time that we do the financial segment, the first thing I say is do your own research. And then in terms of advice on life and stuff like that, if you don't agree with what we say, you don't have to do it. If you do agree with what we say, if it resonates with you in any sort of way, then apply it to your life and you'll see if what we're saying is true. Because we're not giving out I don't think we're giving out any bad information.
Nah, I don't believe so, honestly. I'd rather not give bad information at all.
That's what I'm saying, because it ends up biting you in the butt either way. And then like, I'd like to do things with clear intentions, or like with genuine intentions, you know, and that's what everything. It could be relationship with a female. It could be relationship with my friends, with my family, with a stranger that I just met. Like, at my job now, I get to talk to a lot of people. I just be talking to people, bro. Like, not in like a weird way, but I'm trying to develop my my ability just to talk and have a good conversation with a random person that I don't know.
That's also, I noticed that a long time ago, actually. Mm-hmm. Ever since we started doing the podcast, my like speaking skills levels, whatever, gotten better. You know, I was more of a hey, what's up, or
How you doing?
or hey, how you doing type of
that's
guy.
it. Yeah.
But now I wouldn't even say that. He's like, hey, what's up? Now I just notice stuff like facial stuff,
Pay
body
attention.
gestures, or let's say they're wearing a nice tuxedo or whatever. You know,
People like to
pointing out,
talk,
make conversation.
bro.
Yeah,
You just be like, just ask them something about themselves and watch what they tell you. You'll be surprised.
polite. You know,
No, yeah, that's usually don't be
ignorant.
rude. Yeah, don't be rude. But a lot of people just have that same fear or have that fear of talking to new people because they don't know what to say. There's no such right thing to say. I mean, I think there's wrong things that you can say. Obviously, like if I'd have never met you and I come
Yeah,
up like,
for
what's your
sure.
body count? Like, that's just a TikTok video. But if it's some genuine stuff and you have genuine intention, you just want to start a conversation, I don't think people will really care. But you said something there that I forget what you just said. It just literally left my head. But it's something that I want to. Okay. So something that I want to pass down to my kid is at a young age, I obviously teach them that, don't talk to strangers if you're by yourself and stuff like that. But let's say, for example, we're at a restaurant. I think it was Tony Robbins. You know who Tony Robbins is? You should do your research on him. Very good, influential person and a successful guy. But he said that when he was younger, his parents or his dad would take him to like a diner, for example. And then when they're sitting down waiting for their food, he'll be like, go up to that table and just talk to them. Don't ask any yes or no questions. Just have a conversation with them for as long as you can. And then he would literally think about it. We're like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid just walking up to a table and just starting a conversation with them. And then that's gonna develop your talking skills, and it's gonna make you less nervous when you talk to new people.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
if you develop that at a very young age, bro, imagine when you're old, you're not gonna be
unstoppable.
afraid of anything. You're just gonna be and then
Yeah.
he's a very good speaker, in terms of public speaking, but also the way that he uses certain words in his speech. So I think that's a very good skill to pass on.
Yeah, W.
Is it your turn? Yeah.
I'll say this: discipline over motivation, because motivation is a feeling, and discipline is a habit. I don't know if you've seen the.
I actually had that.
I saw. I don't know if it was a TikTok or YouTube reel from Andrew Tate. He was saying that
It's a fleeting emotion.
No, he was saying that and again going back to working out. He said that the guy that works out because he wants to will lose to the guy that's working out when he don't want to.
That's a fact.
Because at some point, the guy that wants to work out is gonna lose feelings or gonna get tired.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other guy that doesn't feel like doing it still does it.
No matter what.
No matter what, that's the discipline that he was talking about.
And I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, but it is true, bro. Like, you've ever just woken up one day and you just like, damn, I just want to do stuff. Like, you feel so motivated to do something, and then the next day you're just
don't
like,
feel
I
that.
don't feel like
Exactly.
doing anything at all. So if you're disciplined, bro, that's literally one of the like.
And I would say that a lot of people are disciplined, but yet they don't like figure it out. Because think about this, not nobody, but a lot of people don't want to go to work,
Yeah,
right? And they still do it.
yeah, they're disciplined for the wrong things. Yeah, I get what
Because
you're
they're
saying.
disciplined to that. But if
Yeah.
you put the same discipline to
growing your online business or growing your whatever
go.
business you have, anything else that you want to do, if you're disciplined to that, instead of going home and hopping on Fortnite or
hey man,
I don't know.
chill with Fortnite, okay?
Yeah, Fortnite is for bots. But
Chill with Fortnite, bro, okay?
I think we said this. I said that in the group chat when shout out Ticos again. But he was saying how he's so motivated to get back in the States because he was in the R and had he's been doing a couple things out there, and how he's so motivated that he can't wait to get back, this and that. And I was just like being motivated is good. No, obviously, if you have motivation, bro, a motivated person could knock down walls, bro. That is very true. Like, you could break doors down if you're really motivated, but it just depends on how long you can keep that motivation up. So obviously, if it's good that you're motivated, like, yeah, I'm not gonna ever fault somebody for being motivated, but if that is ever gonna go away, the most important thing is definitely discipline, bro. Make sure that you have control over your mind and you. Like, people know what they have to do, bro. We've said this many times. People know exactly the things that they have to do to reach whatever point that they have, that they want to, or that they want to achieve. So make sure you stay disciplined. I don't know where I was going with that point. I feel like I was rambling a little bit. But is it my turn?
It is true.
Oh, my fault.
No, go ahead.
Nah, you go. You have to finish, bro. Go ahead.
Now, I was saying just like the discipline part is just so important.
Mm-hmm.
It like if you're not the discipline could take you, bro. It could take you places.
Too far, bro.
I'll say that discipline will take you places.
Yeah, it's one of the most. Is that a skill? Discipline is definitely a skill.
Yeah, because it's something that you learn and you develop.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're not a very disciplined person, start with small things. Let's say, for example, you want to make sure you don't snooze your alarm in the morning. That's a very small, minor thing that you can definitely control. Definitely is tough. But if you end up figuring that out, don't you think you'll end up figuring out a bunch of other things? You know?
Well, the thing with that, I'll say my piece about that. The thing about snoozing,
I know how you is when you sleeping, bro.
No, the thing about snoozing is like, bro, you can keep snoozing. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. See, what I do is like, bro, I wake up, I stopped it, and then like I lay on bed for a few, but I try to stay up because sometimes, bro, I be hitting stop and I just go right back to sleep, and I wake up like I'm 30 minutes late to work.
Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. And I'm not gonna say I'm over here perfect and stuff like that. But I try to get up on the first ring. I mean, I'll be honest. Today I didn't. Today I heard my alarm and I stopped it, and I thought I didn't hit snooze. I think I like stopped it, but
the thing I do though is that I set my alarm way early. Like if I have to be out
I'd rather 6, just sleep through the whole time. Like if I have to be up at 6, I'd rather my alarm goes up at 6.
Like I said, that's just how I like. If I wake up like that, it'll make my whole day like rush. I don't know.
No, I like to do that. I like to, as soon as my alarm goes off, just get up. I try to not be on my phone and not touch my phone at all. But as soon as that alarm goes off, I try to get up right away. Like if I stay on my bed, I'm just gonna get tired and I'm gonna end up falling asleep. Like I can't stay laying down, like looking up, like you said. I can't do that shit. If I try that shit, bro, I'm gone for an hour, and I'm already late as hell. But my thing went off for like 5 minutes later, and I was like, oh shit. And I ended up being a little late, but it wasn't really because of that. It was because there was traffic on the highway. That shit got me tight.
So much traffic, bro.
Oh my god! And then my fucking defroster was taking mad long. I had a fucking block of ice on my car this morning. That shit is annoying as hell, and I couldn't find the scraper, so I just sat in my car for like an extra like 10 minutes, and I ended up being like a couple minutes late. But I don't give a fuck that job. But is it my turn again? Okay, so my next one is the reason why I brought the book out. But read into things that you genuinely have interest in. Let me say it again. Read into things that you genuinely have interest in. And I almost speak for myself. You probably have the same experience. But growing up, bro, the only books that I would read growing up was the books that I had to read for school. True. And those be the fucking worst, bro. Excuse my language, but those be the worst books. It's always some nonsense. Like, I don't like reading into, like, stories. Like, I gotta stop saying, like, but I don't like reading, for example, Harry Potter or, like, the fiction stuff like that.
Never read Harry Potter.
Me neither. It never interests me and never intrigued me. I always like learning things that are real, in a sense. Like, instead, like, I was saying, like, but if, for example, like Harry Potter, I would much rather just watch the movie if I was gonna.
That's true, something. But I can't knock them down though, because reading is not hard. It's just the task itself that becomes like
monotonous. Yeah.
So let's say you reading Harry Potter. I mean, I can't knock you down as long as you're reading something else that's also beneficial.
If you enjoy,
it. You can enjoy it, but I would encourage you to read something else that can add value. Because you think about it, bro. You're reading
fiction.
Not only fiction, but it's like
it's fake.
Like magic is.
It's a fairy tale. It's fiction. It's just not real. You know,
so I mean, I don't know. When it comes to reading stuff like that, like I'd rather read a book where I'm learning something than just.
That's what I'm saying.
What is the thing that he always did? With the wood stick.
I don't know. I think you could say
it's a phrase.
Siri. Yeah, you could say it's a Siri and she turns on the light, but I forgot how it is.
Oh, yeah, but
I don't know. We're not gonna sit here and try to think about that. But growing up, bro, I hated reading. I literally didn't. It might. No, I don't think it was that. But I despise reading in every sense, anything that you could think of, to the point where I believe. I don't know. I don't remember what year it was, but there was one year where, like, I could read, but I just didn't give a fuck. So you know how they used to do like the reading test? to see like what level you had of reading, and I was always below because I just despised reading. But I was always like above average in math. Like math was always my best subject growing up, but when it came to reading, bro, I hated that shit. Now I read things such as this. This is the book I'm reading right now, .com Secrets. It's a book about creating online funnels and making money online. Basically, teaches. I mean, I'm only 50 pages in. I'm not gonna be LeBron and try to give you some fake ass shit about the book, but bro, 50 pages. What I've already learned from these 50 pages, I'm already starting to implement it into my own personal business, and I was also gonna talk to you about it with the podcast. But what were you saying?
Now I was looking at the book. I like when books have like one page that has like a design, draw, picture, whatever. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes a bunch of words can be like exhausting,
intimidating to some people too.
And like there's a picture there with the one with the iceberg. Mm-hmm. Bro, pictures say more than words. You know what I mean?
They do. So I mean, I would say pick it up. .com Secrets by Russell Branson. I actually got that from a YouTuber. You probably heard. Have you heard of Hamza? He's that guy that's always in his robe.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably, but he was telling me he did a video on it, and it was interesting. It was only like $17 or something like that on Amazon, which is kind of overpriced for a book. But like I said, invest in yourself. It's not really. What the hell am I gonna complain about $17? You know what I'm saying? What kind of broke shit is that? And I'm not even a millionaire yet. So, if you can't buy a book that is gonna teach you how to create online funnels, he literally teaches like bro. You know who Grant Cardone is, right? Grant Cardone has. Oh, you probably heard of his company. You heard of ClickFunnels? Yeah. He created ClickFunnels, and bro, if you got Grant Cardone, who's worth billions of dollars, and he says that he has, I believe he said like 5 ClickFunnels accounts. If you're teaching Grant Cardone how to make ClickFunnels and how to upsell on your funnels and how to create websites and how to create offers, he's teaching how to I think I'll give an example he gave in the book. I don't want to give too much, but he said he was in a seminar. And he said, I forget what year it was, but he had an iPhone, and he was like, I guess he said that the iPhone was, I guess when the iPhone was $600 or some shit like that. I don't know what year that was, but iPhones haven't been $600 for a minute. Mm-hmm. So he was in the seminar. He raised his phone up in the air. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna do an auction, and I guarantee that by the end of this auction, somebody will end up paying $100,000 for this phone. And he says that, mind you, the phone is worth $600, and he said, all right, raise your hands if you would buy this phone off of me for $100,000 right now. Nobody raised their hands at all. All right, he said, what if I tell you that he said he spent over $750,000 worth of courses to learn everything, like all the courses, they were all on his phone. So he had $750,000 worth of courses on his phone. He had all the ClickFunnels stuff for his company on his phone. He had he was naming a bunch of famous rich people who were in his contacts. That he said if you just call them and you said Russell Branson gave me your number and said that he wanted us to work together, they'll probably end up working with you. So he gave that, and I forgot the other one. He said something else about something that he had on his phone. It might be in there, but I don't really want to search through it right now. And then by the end of that, I believe 3 people. He started off like low. He was like, who would pay $10,000? And everybody raised their hands. Who would pay 20, 30, 40? And then like hands kept dropping, but people still had their hands up. And he got up to I think it was like 800,000 or some shit like that. Jeez. And 3 people. He was like, if you would pay $800,000 for this phone right now, come on stage. And 3 people got up on stage, and he was like, why did you choose to pay $800,000 for a $600 phone? And then the guy was like, honestly, it's a good ass deal if you think about it. He's like, the amount of money that I'm gonna make on the investment of just having, for example, the contacts, all the courses. I believe he said he had a bunch of books as well on there that over time he would like the books, and I think it was audiobooks. It was audiobooks. All the audiobooks that he had on his phone, he bought so many that over time he would just throw out or delete the ones that were asked, and all the ones that were on there were the good ones. So he was like, just the amount of the return that they were gonna get on that $800,000 was gonna be instant, and then they were gonna make a lot more money. He's like, honestly, one person from your contacts was probably gonna make me the $800,000 back like that. So yeah, he teaches a lot of things. Very important, or a very good book. has a whole series. I believe it's 3 books. There's .com secrets, traffic secrets, and then I forget the other one. I forget what the other one's called, but go check that out. But that was kind of a ramble. But I want to teach my kid that like you don't have to read all the nonsense like history books and all these fairy tale books. Find things that you're interested in and find a book on it. There's definitely a book on it out there, and just read it. Now I love reading, honestly. But how long have you been recording?
40, almost. Wow.
Dale.
Nah, I was gonna say, the draft, bro.
You want to get into the draft?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Let's get it.
So we're gonna do a draft.
This is rapid fire, but
Yeah,
not
but
rapid
not so
fire.
rapid.
This is a draft.
Imagine if we were sponsored by DraftKings. It would be like draft with the Kings. That'd be fire. Word.
Hey man, DraftKings hit us up.
That'd be fire.
I know.
But we're gonna draft fruits. I'm gonna pick my favorite fruits. Not only my favorites, but the top tier fruits. And then my boy here is gonna do the same.
Okay, so you're doing like what, the best fruits or your favorite fruits?
Well, think about it. You're doing a draft, so
yeah, we're gonna pick.
let's say if you're
how many are we doing?
We're gonna do 5.
Okay.
But think about it. If you're a basketball team,
Yeah, I got you.
you can't pick the player that you like the most because you like I don't know, you like, who do you like?
Paul George.
You like Paul George, but in the same draft is LeBron James. You know.
I mean, I get it, but why would you like Paul George if LeBron is available?
Exactly.
You know?
So who you pick?
Paul George. No, I'm picking LeBron. I get what you're saying. Right. I thought you were gonna take it as like, all right, you want Paul George, but you need a center. So how the fuck would you draft Paul George? Well, you know what I'm saying? But then you could get Paul George and trade him for
a center or 2 centers,
3 centers, more people.
He's not like that.
A center and two guards. You know what I'm saying? Either way. What you mean he's not like that?
He's not like that.
Come on, man. Playoff P isn't like that.
You want to start?
Paul George is like that. You could start.
You want to start? You sure about that?
All right, so draft your first one. What's your first? What fruit you going with?
With the first pick
Overall
in the
pick.
2022 DraftKings with Lewis and Kenneth. The number 1 is strawberry.
A strawberry?
Yes,
that's your number 1 pick?
That's my number 1 pick.
Okay. Yeah, he's going with that. As my number 1 pick, I'm going with mango.
Mango.
I love mangoes. I could,
It's
bro.
mango. It's just
Yeah, I grew up eating mangoes in the yard, bro. Straight off the tree, just
green or
both. I like them both. Green ones, you can put a little
With
salt on that shit. Woo! The sweet ones, you got them shit.
What's you ever put the
Tajin?
No, adobo.
What the fuck? Hell no, that.
Brother.
Yo, let me find out you're out here putting adobo on mangoes. I don't know about that.
That
man.
was slap. All right.
Go ahead, bro. I don't know.
Number 2, Kenny. I'll pick banana.
Banana. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna go with passion fruit. I love passion fruit juice.
You talking about I love you? You know this is
I don't
a draft,
care.
right?
This is a draft. I'm going with passion. This is my draft. I'm picking the ones I'm choosing.
I got the best point guard and shooting guard so far.
Okay.
All right. Third. All right, third. I'll go with peach.
A peach? Ew, I don't like peaches. Wow.
You don't like the iced tea? The
I don't like my
peach
peaches not in Georgia. No, I don't like iced tea either.
Sheesh.
Okay, this is third pick. Third pick, I am going to choose. I'm going with grapes. I love grapes.
Grapes. Okay. That was on my list. That was on my list.
I love me some grapes, bro. I love me some grapes.
I'm gonna go kiwi.
Kiwi?
Mm-hmm.
Ew, Henny.
Think about it, bro. I have strawberry and kiwi. I have strawberry banana.
You making a smoothie?
Yeah, bro. And I got peach.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. My draft pick is looking crazy.
Okay. I don't know how to say this shit in English, but this shit does not look like it's correct. I looked it up. It's in Spanish. It's tamarindo. You know what tamarindo is?
Yeah, the brown stuff. Yeah.
I love the juice. The juice of that is amazing. I love that shit.
I beg to differ.
Nah, I love that shit. Would knock me out. Like if you have one that's actually well made, it's like I've had the one at the restaurant we went to this weekend. That shit wasn't that well made. I'm not gonna lie.
We went last weekend.
Last weekend. Mm-hmm. The one my stepmom makes one, bro. doesn't last a day in my fridge. Honestly, I'm in there all
I'm not
day.
gonna lie, bro. Your picks are.
I don't know how to say it in English. Look how you say it in English, DK. Tamarind. Tamarind.
That's a third or fourth.
Tamarind.
No,
That's the third. Fourth.
I have 4. Okay.
The last one.
Last one. I will have to go with. I'm gonna go with coconut.
A coconut. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because
bro, look. Before you pick your last pick, I just want you to like realize my list. I have anything from sweet, sour.
I'll go for it.
Flavor.
I don't care.
I got.
You pick what you pick. I don't think anybody's winning here. Like,
bro, my list is fire.
My list is fire too.
No, people will pick my list over yours.
I don't care. Your
Straight
list
up.
is basic.
No, it's not. It's fire.
Yeah, I'm different.
You're picking stuff that you don't even know how to
same
pronounce.
with the feeling. I don't care. I know how it tastes. That's all I care about. You pick coconut. My last one is guava.
Okay.
I love me some guava, especially the juice. Damn,
You eat it like that, straight up.
I like the fruit itself, but a lot of the things, a lot of things that I chose on that list are because of the juice. Honestly, yeah. A lot of it is because of the juice that you can make from it. But bro, what was my first one? My first one was mangoes. Mangoes, amazing. Second one was, what was my second one? I know the third one was
grapes.
No, the third one was grapes. The second was, what was my second?
You pick
Yo, it's gonna be funny.
You forgot? I wrote that too.
You wrote it down, but I didn't write it down. I made these up on the fly. So I got mangoes, grapes, tamarind, guava, and what was my second one?
No way, we forgot what the second
That's
one
crazy. What did I just say? I guess I'll get it back when it was something that you didn't like.
It's this stuff you pick, bro. It's like
it was out of how did I already forget? That's crazy. It's my own list, but like I said, I made them up on the go. I didn't write them down. We'll go back and we'll see this. It's a good list though. But let's get back to the topic on hand.
I'm trying to remember what you picked. Bro.
I'm trying to remember too. It's kind of difficult to remember. I'm not gonna lie, but
I have to look up fruits.
What
and
is
see
it?
What you sound like?
No, it's mangoes. I say grapes, tamarind, guava.
What was the last one?
It was the last one. It was something from a juice too, right? Or am I wrong? What is that shit called? Passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
It was passion fruit. It was passion fruit. There you go. So I got
I had passion fruit juice today, actually.
Passion fruit. I had mangoes. I had grapes. I had tamarind, and honestly, I'm surprised we didn't say watermelon. Watermelon is, bro, on a hot day. Watermelon.
If you picked that, I had to pick that. I had it on my list.
Okay, watermelon is up there too. I'm not gonna lie, I love me some watermelon. I'm trying to think of other. How can I not say apples though? I love apples.
I was gonna say that's gonna be my honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention. I like apples.
And
I don't like oranges.
Pineapples too.
I'd rather have oranges than orange juice. That's just me. I don't mind having oranges, but I love apples. I actually eat an apple every day.
Pineapple too.
Pineapple's good. Not on pizza. So, it is good on pizza.
And pizza is banging.
Nah, but let's get back, bro. We've been talking about fruits. Let's get back to that's our draft. If you agree or disagree, let us know what your top 5 fruits are in the comments.
And let me know whose list is better.
My list is better. If you've had the juice, y'all know.
But think about it. In my list, you can mix all the juices, bro.
In my list, you can mix that too. You can
you can mix guava and
mangoes and passion fruit. You can mix all that shit.
Mix some fire shit. Guava with grape.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, but
you would have.
No, I wouldn't. But okay. I'm saying you don't have to mix it. We're talking about individuals.
And I'm saying mine. You can pick all of them.
I could have said you can mix anything with mangoes either way. But
the other fruits you pick are
tamarindo. I just picked it because of the juice. That shit is banging by itself. I don't need anything else in it.
You don't even eat by
That's
itself.
how good they are.
You don't eat the fruit.
Well, I do eat the fruit, but I'd rather have the juice.
The fruit, you eat it?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. You don't eat the seed.
You.
Yeah. You open that shit up and you start sucking on it. No homo.
You eat them.
Yes. Yes, I've eaten them, Kenny. I don't think I would sit
You
here
lie,
and say I
man.
want this fruit without having to eat them.
Man, you lie, man.
But that's how good my list is. You eat it by itself. You don't need to mix them. Your shits need extra manpower to compete with mine.
What you mean?
You talking about over here, oh, these are good all together. Like, you don't need them shits with mine.
Bro,
They all
to
go
get
good
us
with-
all right, to get a banana, you don't just grab one, you grab the whole
No, but I meant like, but in one. I didn't mean like one off the vine. I'm talking about like one.
I'm saying like
you don't need a strawberry. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying like let's say you in the jungle.
We're really arguing about food.
What are you gonna find easier? What could you find easier?
Doesn't matter. Whatever. If you're in a jungle, it's a
You
survival
gonna find
thing.
guava in the jungle?
You
bro?
probably can, but
Yeah,
listen, bro.
Yeah,
Listen. In that type of situation, you'll grab whatever the hell you find. Right here,
which are the
we're
most
not-
common things
we're
that
not-
are
We're not in a survival situation right now.
Coconuts,
This is a hypothetical. We're picking whatever
strawberries,
we
bananas.
choose. Whatever we choose.
Survival stuff. Think about it. My list has it all, bro.
Listen, dude. I don't care.
My
You
list has
said pick your top 5.
anyway.
I chose my top 5. That was my pick, man.
Do the thing, bro.
What thing?
Your segment.
The financial segment. I look
Sir.
didn't do the financial segment this week because I was busy.
So you own them too. Next episode.
It's okay though. In terms of finances, I could look it up right now. Not too much. The markets are still down. In terms of if you're a trader, you know, to learn the patterns, because these banks are like the big fishes, the big funds and all that stuff. In terms of, okay, let me backtrack because, you know, do your own research. This is just information that I know because I've done my own research. I don't want anybody doing any type of financial movements or believing everything we say without doing your own research. Go ahead and do your own research. But back to what I was saying, all the big funds and the sharks, as people would say, the big fishes in the pond or in the ocean, not the pond because there's no sharks in ponds, but the big fishes in the oceans are, and they know what they're doing. They're taking a lot of liquidity out of the markets. In terms of every other market, in the car market, the housing, stocks, bonds, they're taking a lot of liquidity out of the markets. It's just a matter of time until stuff starts to flip over, and hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. But like I say every episode right now, you should have a strategy that you are okay with and that you know is going to end up working. And like I said, I'm a long-term investor, so right now it's the best time to buy. That's something that I've been thinking about very often. I've been talking to Chris about it and stuff like that as well. We were talking about how, Andrew Tate was saying that when he was broke, he wasn't really focused on investing, because if he made 1% on his money when he was broke, it was nothing. But now that he has millions of dollars, when he invested and makes 1% on those millions of dollars, it's a lot of money. And it makes a lot of sense. But in a way, I still think that in one way, it's you're building good habits. One, you're investing at a young age. You're learning the skill in itself, because investing is a skill. And no matter what level you're in, you could be good at the skill, you could be very bad at the skill. You can make a lot of money, you could lose a lot of money. But on top of that as well, it's like right now it's the best time to buy. So everybody who's buying right now good quality companies in the next 10 years are going to be very set, because they got everything on sale. So that's basically all I had to say for the financial segment. I promise that next episode I will definitely have it set up. I'm going to try to get it done probably on Sunday, so that when we come on Monday, we're all set. But I've just been very busy recently, and then I was going to do it at work. But while I was at work, I used that free time at work to learn. I'm learning a lot about film stuff, bro. A lot of stuff with my other business. And it's something that, honestly, bro, I've been falling in love with even more recently. It's like now every time, like all my feeds on Instagram and not TikTok yet, because I haven't really been on TikTok, but on Instagram, if I go down my feed, it's a bunch of like people just talking about film stuff, and I'm starting to enjoy it very much, especially with editing. No, I'm not talking about film as like being an actor. I'm talking about films as like short films, ads, commercials, fun edits that you would do for yourself. Stuff like that. I just enjoy it, and I'm gonna be able to crazy business around it. I'm not gonna lie. This book is helping me out a lot, honestly, and I'm already starting to implement a lot of the stuff that I'm learning. And that's something also that we got to talk about, because a lot of people end up reading books and they don't try to implement what they learned right away. Like, for example, I know a book that we both read, the 48 Laws of Power. That is a book that you could
I haven't
literally.
finished that book.
I finished it, but I heard it. I didn't read it.
Oh,
I heard it like 4 times, honestly, because that's how good that book is. And I want to get that. I wanted to get the hard copy, but I've already heard it so many times that if there's no point in me getting a hard copy, because I could just read it, hear it again. You know what I'm saying? If I've only heard it once, then I would be like, okay, I'll get the hard copy. But that's a book that you could pick up a law, and you could literally start implementing it that same day, and you'll reap the benefits of it, because there's a lot of good information in that book. And obviously there's a bunch of things that are a little bit too how do I say, I would say vulgar and stuff like that, because some of the things nowadays probably won't, I mean, they still can, like, never outshine the master. Like, back then, where he was talking about the examples he used, a lot of people who outshined the master got killed. But it can still happen these days. Like, honestly, the world is not all rainbows and sunshine. So, you know, you got to make sure you know who you're messing with. But,
true.
yeah, I mean, it's a lot less common. But that's what's besides the point. If you're reading a book, don't just read it and then put it down and go read another one. Read that book. Honestly, I would say multiple times. Like, if you find a book that you're really interested in and that you think you can learn a lot from, think about how many times you'll end up picking up like different things that you wouldn't have picked up if you only read it once. Yep. So, you know, read it a couple times, but then also, if you have to write it down. If you have to highlight things, highlight them, and start implementing them into your life. But that's my point. You can go ahead and do yours before we start closing stuff out. If you have any more, because I have a couple short ones that I wanted to do. But
nah, go ahead, bro, because I have my quote.
You don't have any more other things?
Not really. No.
Okay, so I said this. Okay. I mean, I'm going to go through them fairly quickly because, you know, we've been recording for a while. I'm going to say this one. Learn female nature as a young person. That's something that, I mean, you told me, but you should let them know either way. If you're new listening, your parents didn't teach you anything about girls, if I'm not mistaken. So how was your experience with that?
Pretty rough. Learn myself, my mistakes. Now, I wouldn't say mistakes. I would say lessons.
They were lessons. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I was new to the game. You know what I mean?
I'm saying you're gonna stumble a couple times.
Went in blindfolded.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. I wasn't taught by my dad, even though, you know, if I would have asked him, he probably would have told me. And I'm sure with you.
I was talking to my girl this past weekend. Mm-hmm. She was like, in the beginning, I never knew if you really wanted to take me serious, because you would talk to me, but then you would not talk to me. Like, you would give me attention, but not for a long time or whatever. And I was like,
that's the game.
It's part of the game, baby girl. Don't hate the player, hit the game.
That's literally it. They don't even know the things that attract them. That's messed up.
And then, you know what? One time we were talking. It was me, her, and her brother. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, "You know why I didn't like about Kenny in the beginning?" And I was like, "Hold on, before you say it, I'm gonna tell him." And I was like, "She's gonna say that she didn't like me because X reason." Mm-hmm. And then I was like, "All right, go ahead." And she said, "I didn't like him because the same X reason." And I was like, "I told you."
Yeah. So they're gonna say that.
It's all mind games. It's all part of the game, man. You gotta be a master of your craft.
Somebody yelling?
Somebody said, "Oh, the dog."
Oh, the dog is outside. Snowball. Stop being annoying. What else? I was gonna say something about that. Oh, okay. I wasn't taught by my dad anything about females, and I had to learn through my own experiences. But honestly, I learned through a lot. I learned a lot from seeing other people go through things, such as close friends, relatives. I wouldn't say my own parents, because my parents both have really long relationships, by the way. Even though they're split, after that, they got into long relationships. And I learned from that as well. It's like, you could learn. I was talking to Chris about this. Is the male-female dynamic. If you have one that you could look up to, like, for example, the one of your parents, if you have both parents in the household, obviously, but let's say, for example, your parents remarried and it's a really good dynamic that your stepdad or your stepmom and your biological parent have, that dynamic, getting to see that from a young age is very important, honestly.
True.
So learn from other people's mistakes. That's something that I had in there. And shit, learn why these females do certain things, learn how to attract females, because that is something that a lot of people, like I said, I don't want to talk about that because it's very sensitive, but a lot of guys end up ruining their whole lives because of they don't understand how female works, and they end up also, deleting themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand why females do certain things and stuff like that. So
I feel like once you start figuring them out,
life becomes so much easier, bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
yes,
it does. Hey man,
and like you stop stressing so much because you understand what they're doing. You understand what's going exactly. You understand what's going on, so you like, okay,
just sit back.
This is what's going on. All right, bet I'm gonna just take it slow and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just relax.
Do my own thing. She gonna come back around either way, bro. They always come back. It's just something that you gotta make sure.
Like I said last episode, bro, focus on yourself.
Yeah. They always, I'm gonna say it as in it could be, a week, could be 2 months, could be 5 months, 6 months, 5 years. They end up coming around either way. And then something I heard from Tristan. Honestly, let's get into it. This is the relationship segment. But something I heard from Tristan, he was asked, like, when do you take a girl back? And his answer was very good. So I want to ask you, Kenny, when do you think it's okay to take a girl back?
When they come back.
When they come back? That's your answer? Tristan would have threw a cigar at you.
Tristan would have said never?
No, he didn't say never. He said, so his answer was, if you're in a relationship with a female and she ends up leaving you, and she goes and gets with another guy, is beat. Because then you're the second option. She came back to you because that didn't work out with another dude. So the second that she starts messing with another guy, it's over. Like, don't talk to that female.
I agree.
Like, you're beat. You gotta be an honorable person, and she's not gonna respect you as a person if she could go to another guy, it doesn't work out, and she comes back, right? But he says if you end up breaking up with you, and girls are very emotional, so one day they'll wake up and they're like, I don't want to talk to you. It just happens. So she does that, and she spends that whole time by herself crying in a pillow or with her girlfriends and stuff like that, and doesn't touch another dude. And then she comes back, like, let's say a week later or 2 weeks later. As long as she doesn't do anything with another guy, then he said it's okay to take her back. And I agree with it.
I would say this to close it off. Her new man was never new. You just never knew.
That's gangster.
I said something on TikTok.
That's gangster.
I just screenshot it.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect it.
The video said it was Drake, like.
Yeah, he's just looking around. It's true, bro. It's very true.
Her new man was never new.
That's not your quote, though, right?
Huh?
That's not your quote. Is it your quote?
Oh, that could be a fire quote.
That's not your quote, though. I'm not done. I still got a couple. I had 2 more. Oh, I got 3 more. Okay. 1. Master the art of being stoic. So being stoic is controlling the only thing that you can control in this world, which is your mind and your emotions, right? So a book on that is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This is a man who was really the most powerful man in the world in the time that he was alive. A book that was his journal. This is basically his journal. That's a good picture.
That shit looks
It's basically his journal from over 2,000 years ago, and it's still relevant to this day. Like, everything he wrote down in this journal could be used today, and you could. He says, such as, like, when something bad happens to you, have no emotion. You know what I'm saying?
True.
When don't complain. That's one thing that he always talks about. There's a lot of teachings that he has, but being stoic will help you in everything. It will help you. Honestly, a girl loves a stoic dude.
Always.
Like, if females try to get that emotion out of you, but if you stand there, rock hard, you don't move, you don't budge any way. Like, I've had females cry in front of me, and I'm just there, like.
But then, what did they call you? Like, you a dickhead? Or?
I don't care, honestly, because that's the best thing you could do. Like, obviously, you can still, like, comfort them and stuff like that, but females try to rile you up sometimes. They say things that they know or that they think will trigger you, and when you don't, that's just gonna make her water. Honestly, if she's your significant other, if it's because, for example, like, your parents will do that shit. Your sis, I mean, you don't have sisters, but your sisters will do that shit. They'll try to say things, something that I knew. I mean, before I knew anything about being stoic and stuff like that. Like, with my brother, if you have a younger brother, you understand. You are the younger brother, so your brother probably understands. Like, you always try to say some shit that you think will get to your older brother, and that's something that he tries to do. Like he tries to get emotion out of me, and I've been doing this for a long time. Just he would try to say something that he thinks is gonna get me to act up, and I just stay quiet. I'm just like,
he does that to me.
I mean, I do that to him too, but it still gets to him because he's still too young. But I do it on purpose. I used to be able to make John Day cry with words. Yo, that's crazy. I remember one time, bro. He's gonna kill me for this if he watches this. I remember one time he was very young. He was like maybe like 6 or 7, something like that. And he his mom was telling him to do something, and then he didn't want to do it. And then I think he like yelled at her. He said something. I forget what he did. He said like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And then I think he slammed the door in my old room. And then I was like, you really gonna do that to your mom? Like all the things that your mom does for you, and you're really gonna do that shit? Like you really gonna yell at her like that? Like you sound like a white kid right now. You're gonna yell at her and not do what she tells you to do? And bro, when I tell you, he started fucking.
But that's good though.
Yeah, but it's just stuff like that, and or like just making fun of like. All right, so when he was younger, he always had a buzz cut.
Oh,
I used to call her. I used to be like, "You like a cancer patient." That's fucked up. That's a dark joke, but I used to be like, "You like a cancer patient." He used to get so tight, bro, and start crying over that shit all the time. I might have that video of him crying over that shit. But,
oh man.
Oh, one time he was playing Fortnite on his it might have been Fortnite. I don't forget what it was. He was playing something on his Xbox.
Oh.
When he had an Xbox One, and I think he had his mic on, and he was in the chat with all his friends, and I said something. I forget exactly what I said, bro. But then he got tight, and he like turned the Xbox off, and he started crying right in front of the TV, bro. And I think I have the video. I might have to look for it, but I remember I was like, Jande, why are you crying? What happened in Fortnite? Yo, he was so tight. But you know, I was a dickhead. Don't let people get into your head.
Stay stoic.
Stay stoic. And then the last two, I'm gonna put them together, but. Learn about business. One, if you're business minded, because I feel like there's two type of minds. There's the creative mind, and there's a business mind. And if you have both
combined,
then you'll be unstoppable. Because there's a lot of people who have the creative side, and they create a lot of things, but they can never figure out how to monetize it or how to run it successfully without them being there. So if you figure that out, or if you're naturally just a very creative person and you are just born to be a creative, now you pick up the business side at an early age, because that's something that you have to learn. You can't just be born with just knowledge about business. So you mix them both together, bro, you'll really be unstoppable. And then my last one is, it's going to go with that, but plan your day. Plan your next day. That's something that I've been trying to do. Well, I don't really write it down, I'll be honest, because there's some people who have like to-do lists and stuff like that, which is good because honestly, like just seeing yourself cross off a lot of things throughout the day is just gonna give you more motivation, and you're gonna be able to trust yourself more. But what I do is the night before, right before I go to sleep, I always think about, okay, tomorrow I gotta do this, and this. I gotta do this, and that, and then I have that, and it's just I've been doing that for a while now, so I don't really have to. I don't forget anything unless it's like, you know, charging the camera, but. That's something that I've been doing. Or my financial segment. I forgot to say that to myself last night. I remember I said it to you before we hung out, but I stayed awake and I was doing some editing. That stuff with the dog that I posted yesterday. That's what bro, shit got me tight. I was trying to figure out the colors for so long with that shit, but ended up figuring it out. And then I guess that's
what Chico posted.
Yeah, he was like,
shout out Chico, man.
Yeah, nah, Chico's always supporting, bro. Chico's a dope ass
don't
person.
Post like this.
Yeah,
I was dying,
the thing is, he was cold and he wanted to go inside, so that's why he sat in front of the door like that. And then he was like picking his leg out to like tell you like open the door, but I had the camera and I felt bad after because it was mad cold outside when I was recording that. But you know, shout out Snowball, my unpaid model. That's it. That's basically. I mean, there's more things that I want to teach my son, but you know, that's gonna come with
time.
With time, I guess. And I wouldn't. I mean, those are things that I wish I also knew when I was a lot younger. So that's the thought process I had when I was thinking about these ideas. It's just talking to my younger self, and I feel like I'm gonna do that with every episode because we're talking about a lot of things that would have been beneficial to me when I was a lot younger. So if you're a younger dude, I mean, we're young still, but like I said, if you're younger, for example, in high school and stuff like that, and you don't know what's going on, listen, man, I say that we don't know what's going on either, but who the fuck knows what's going on? I feel like everybody's just out here winging it, bro. Did you agree or no?
100%.
Like some people know certain things that they had to do that has just been passed down through generations, but at the end of the day, we're just doing things we don't really know what the fuck we're doing. And then I think somebody was criticizing Elon Musk with all the things that he's doing with Twitter and all stuff like that. But I don't think he doesn't really have a plan, bro. I was thinking about it because I seen a video that was talking about how Lil Wayne has this, I guess I wouldn't say ritual, but he has this thing where he says just get in the studio no matter what, even if you don't know what you want to rap about. Just the art of action, it's just gonna be beneficial overall. And he also stated in the video, he was talking about how a lot of people like to criticize Musk because of everything he's doing with Twitter, and obviously he's messed up a couple times. But I think that in the long run, that's how he's gonna end up figuring a bunch of shit out. He's just gonna do it and then worry about figuring it out later. So like the stuff with the check marks, I feel like that was just a trial and error type of thing. He was like,
I think that was an error, bro.
What you mean?
I don't think that was a mistake.
You saw what it did to a bunch of things.
I don't think it was a mistake, bro.
No, I'm saying he did it on purpose, but
No. I know he did it on purpose, but I was talking to my brother. He was like, he shouldn't have done that. I was like, bro,
what?
It's Elon Musk. You think he didn't know that was gonna happen?
Probably not.
No,
honestly.
I'm talking about not only he's a genius, but he has every group of genius with him.
I get what you're saying, but to the extent where it got to where we had companies lose millions of dollars,
bro,
he didn't think it was gonna have that sort of thing.
He just wanted to bring.
No, I feel like he just wanted to bring more revenue streams to Twitter, because Twitter's revenue streams was basically just advertisements from other companies. I'm talking about business minded. He banned somebody on
Twitter, didn't he?
He what?
He banned somebody. Well, not him, but like Twitter banned somebody.
Twitter bans that before used to ban mad people for no reason.
But they were like, oh, free speech or whatever. But he banned somebody. Who did he ban?
No, I don't think Elon.
Somebody's banned on Twitter. Yo, the funniest
what he did was, it wasn't banning anything that had any types of traces of like human trafficking or anything with like child pornography and stuff like that. He got rid of all that shit. Like, well, not all of it, because obviously you know it's the internet. You can't really get it. But he got rid of a bunch of things. I forget the actual number. I was watching a video on it yesterday.
The best tweet of the year goes to when Kanye said, "Oh, by the way, this dude was also with Kim."
Oh, Chris Paul.
Yeah, people were saying Chris Paul is now officially the best PG ever. You saw Clark?
No.
Oprah side? Oh, man.
I mean, Kanye is weird, bro. I think Elon said that he wanted to punch Kanye in the mouth when he posted that.
Kanye's doing the interview with Aiden Ross.
The question he gonna ask him is,
gonna call him daddy and stuff.
Are you gay? Yeah, so I don't know. But let's close out, bro. This is into the last segment. This is a long episode, honestly. I keep hearing things, bro. Am I going crazy?
No, I hear stuff too.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. But what is your quote?
Oh,
clocking out with a purpose.
Clock out with no purpose.
Yeah, you didn't even do it. That's fucked up.
Oh, my fault.
Nah, it's already gone.
I mean, now
he clocked it.
Mine is, you can escape the responsibility of tomorrow by not doing it today. Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, it's a fucking bot over there. Well, this is just popping up now. My quote for this week is, I don't really have a quote. I didn't have one prepared, but a lot of the things that we learned here today, or that we talked about today, are things that you guys should definitely implement into your everyday life. And that is going to be my quote. Do your own research. That's all I have to say.
Sounds good with me,
That's
sir.
it, man. Let's clock out, bro. Let's get out of here.
Clock out.
We are out of here. I'm gonna go hit the gym. Go hit some
out.
legs. Yeah.
Cuídense el dulce.
I forgot what's the thing I said. I say, Catch y'all on the next episode.